They'll be calling you a radical. We got major breaking news. By the way, I love that thing. I just found it at a little yard sale. Wow. Wish we could go back. But we can't go back. How far to the point of no return? We crossed it. This is a major story, and I'm going to tie this all in. And this is, again, why you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And you can't just, you know, the vlog, the incredible paintings, the YouTube genre, it's a powerful piece as a platform, but don't get the tail wagging the dog. You have to do the work. This is just our presentation. That's all this is. It's like anytime you make a piece of art, it's decades of hard work, years of hard work. That's just the capitulation. It's not the paint of the soup can. It's the idea to paint the soup can, but then you have to paint the fucking soup can. That leads me to this. It's important. This is the first painting ever painted with tomato soup. And then I'll get all this breaking news. It's a very important piece. Not just how, when, and where it was painted, but what it's painted on. That's from... I grew up here in the tomato capital of the world at the time, out here on the alkali soil. An immigrant tomato farmer from northern Italy. His iconic masterpiece barn, which his own family just tore down, because isn't that what we do in America? We have no respect for history, no respect for anything. You know, subdivide it, that's fine. But why don't you just build around it? I painted it on his barn, right here on our tomato farm. I'm 6th generation, right there where I planted tomatoes. My father planted tomatoes. My grandfather planted tomatoes. His father planted tomatoes and picked tomatoes. Now it's in the salad bowl, freaking mass murdering, bounce them off the ground in a Florida greenhouse. That's the first painting ever painted with tomato soup. It's incredible, metaphorical. The significance is concrete as it gets. It's not abstract, it's concrete. This breaking news is giant. The NSA rats begin to eat their own. And again, I'll explain this. Now, try to follow along. I know that sometimes I break up, but it's my teaching site. You have a keyboard, you can go along. I'm not going to do all the work for you. You know, so here we go. As you know, I was at Helen Caldicott's tea party. Her supposing, don't use the F word, don't use the F word, as everybody was told, don't use the F word, and I don't mean the F word that I use, Fukushima. So, but anyway, our whole army, we had the post-singer cell, we had a huge group there, by the way, huge group, and Helen's got me blackballed. You know, Mally snuck in a question, at least my name got presented there, but that's how they all play. And I'm going to go off on the New Yorker, and how this all ties together. This is why you have to do the work. And I'm glad we went. It was cold because we were able to do the really great presentation. We protested in front of the MoMA. We protested in front of the Met. I mean, I confronted face-to-face, toe-to-toe, one of the lead science and technology teams off Obama's team. Random meeting in front of Landers Peak Painting, and I could prove it, and then me and him went at it. I mean, really went at it. And I mean, what's the odds? He actually physically touched a painting in the MoMA, and I'll testify to that in a court of law. This is how evil these rats are. So we're there. Now stay with me on this. This is a big story that pertains to this NSA rat who's dead in a foreign country. You do understand about his wife. I mean, I'll lay it out. We're talking the greatest NSA, and there's no conspiracy theory about this. This is just hardcore facts now, and I mean, this is very... So, at her symposium, Helen, and I think it really pissed her off, Dr. Scheer spoke. Brilliant, one of the greatest lectures I've ever heard in my life. You know, Dr. Scheer, Robert Scheer, that amazing man who I know, he and I had great conversations, personal conversations there. By the way, I sat with Noam Chomsky. We had great conversation. I kissed Noam Chomsky on the face, and he liked it. I mean, who could do that? He was so wonderful there the whole time. And he says, Kevin, don't worry about being blackballed. They've only had me blackballed for 60 years. But anyway, so here's Robert Scheer. And Perry himself's there. I had great conversations with Perry himself. I mean, we're talking the lion, the first guy who ever broke ranks law before any of these guys, the pioneer. I had great conversations with him. Robert Scheer knows more than anybody about this apparatus. This is the guy, Dr. Scheer, and you students at USC, he is brilliant. He knows more than anyone. He will tell you straight up that NSA is lock, stock, barrel, 100% run by Silicon Valley, Harvard, Stanford. That's the headquarters. Abe comes here. It's no coincidence, Abe. They're covering up Fukushima. They come here. He first goes to Harvard, then he slips over to the MIT Media Lab. That's where Aaron Sorks was killed. That's who killed him in MIT Media Lab. Why would he go there? Then to Stanford. Barack Obama, on the 13th of, I believe it was February, stood at Stanford, these private institutes. We know it's Skull and Bones, the control for it. We know this is NSA. Lock, stock, barrel, and turned over to Homeland Security. It's a big deal. Now stay with me on this. This is a very big deal on this. Okay, Facebook we know is the quintessential tool they use, Facebook. Now, and I'm not anti-Facebook because, come on, you know, people say, oh, I'm not going to let them show my face, whatever. Huh. Well, let me tell you, if you're watching this video, NSA says you need to put some clothes on and vacuum. They got everything on anybody. You're talking in the past. You know, they've got it. Lock, stock, barrel. Not going to happen, could happen. Happened. You know, Barry Antoinette, the greatest Uncle Tom in human history. I can get into that, but stay with me on this. So, I'm at the symposium, you know, doing our things and, you know, talking to Robert Scheer, getting a thing, you know, actually have a conversation with one of the guys who's running off the Science and Technology. John Holdren's his second in command. I run into him, the MIT rat that he is. I'm not afraid of these rats, and me and him went at it, at it. Ackerman physically had to break it up. I mean, I got in his face like I put the fear of God in because I fear no evil. I'm not afraid of these rats. They murdered my father. They're trying to murder me. I'm not afraid. And so, now hear me out. He shows up dead in a foreign country. Not a peep, not a word on cause of death. I mean, this is so... Do you understand who she is? Look, Zuckerberg, who stole Facebook, the whole thing, it was MySpace. I can't believe it still even stands. You know, we all use it for a story shared community. It works beautifully. He doesn't run anything. So, Skull and Crows, the NSA places her. We know she's one of the greatest NSA control rats in human history. And if you guys have any kind of porn addiction, just think of her in a pornography. She'll actually make Hillary Rodham Clinton look sexy to you. Talk about the anti-porn. These are the ugliest human beings in history, inside and out. So she's the COO, not CFO has been reported. She runs that entire show. She's the Facebook NSA queen. She is the face of NSA. You want to hate NSA? There she is, right there. That's who runs NSA. So he is a fellow at Harvard at the exact same time as Barry Antoinette, Barack Obama, the biggest Uncle Tom, who betrayed the African-American community, who betrayed the whole world. I mean, you go back to his speeches, one of the greatest liars. They're fellows. Barry, you on the basketball team at Harvard? Why would you say such a thing? Tall, skinny black guy at Harvard Law, the whitest community ever, whiter than here, where I live. So, my guess, this is me hypothesizing again. I've been pretty accurate hypothesizing. I think there's a major power struggle going inside the NSA. I think there are people getting ready to break ranks. I think when he handed it over, I think, as I've said the whole time, Fukushima the great equalizer, as the rats will begin to eat themselves. They've crossed the line, and he says, oh no, all their money will save. No, it won't. No, it won't. Their money's not going to save them. Mark my words, this is going to be one major, major story. She is the queen of the NSA. I mean, you don't get higher. You do not get higher. He is one of the biggest NSA rats. You know, maybe he wasn't a rat. Maybe he got tired of eating uranium-laced cheese. And it's no coincidence, the exact same time Abe was here. The greatest cover-up in human history is Fukushima. And this brings me to the New Yorker. So I'm at the symposium, okay? We're there for 2 days. It was hard. It was cold. You know what New York's winter was. It was brutal. And so, you know, we're outside protesting, doing our thing, you know. Me and Helen. Helen's got me blackballed. She knows it. She knows it. I know it. We know each other. We go way back. That's okay. I'm all for it. You know, do what you do, Helen. You know, whatever. You know, I don't blame her. She's done a lot of hard work in the past, so go for it, girl. You know, so, you know, we have our confrontation at the Metropolitan. They're there for the symphony, by the way, these rats. And Shane Russell can testify to it. Thomas Ackerman can testify it. Kevin Finnegan can testify to it. You know, Patrick McCormick can testify to all this. I have witnesses, you know, and it's surveillance, by the way, in there. And as Shane Russell said, look, this is foiable. This exchange between you and he is foiable. Which it is, because he works for the Science and Tech. John Holdren, the eugenicist, freaking Cal Berkeley. It all comes down to Skull and Bones, this secret society that run. And this is nothing conspiratorial. Ask Snowden. Ask Snowden. You know, it's been widely reported. You know, Greenwald, they've got to him. Greenwald's a rat, one of the greatest rats. You think about it. So here's young Manny sitting in the president's cell who did all the work. Here's freaking Julian Assange sitting, which is no more than a prison. Thank you, Pamela Lee, for going over there and freaking taking care of him. I love you, girl. Wow, just for doing that. That was awesome. So, there, he's in his private prison. They do all the work, and Greenwald's out getting paid at our university. University, I got a big check from the University of Utah, and he comes up there and just grandsends and lies, just like they all do. He took the bait. Pussy Ryan took the money. You know, I mean, they all do. They break, not me. I mean, they could offer me $100 million. I'd tell them to fuck off. There's no fucking amount of money that's going to pay for the murder of my father. There's no amount of money that can pay for the murder of Annika. I love that girl. There's no amount of money that can freaking pay for the punishment and the freaking stuff they put into my body. No amount of money can pay for my children and my children's children's children who are going to have to fight this evil freaking mutation that they threw into the human lab rat of my father. So, as the whole thing gets over, I'm in JFK. It's a snowstorm. As usual in New York, I'm waiting. I'm sitting there. I got all my Fukushima gear on. You know, everybody knows me. I mean, let's get real. Guy comes up and talks to me. Kevin, you know, when he's having this softball freaking conversation, like they all have this softball guy, you know, about Fukushima. Oh, you know, the New Yorker come out with a piece. And I'm like, fuck the New Yorker. They're fucking the so-called elite intellectual fucking crap. Fuck, what a joke. There ain't nothing elite intellectual about these fucking rats. And then we got the right who's just plain fucking psychotic as they've been had. How did that all come about? They were paid Operation Foxconn. These guys sit back. These control freaks says, Kate has a baby. Oh, yay, we love the royal. Do you realize for 200 years no royal would ever set a foot, and anybody even wrote anything about it, they would be killed. This country was founded off hating that system. Everything about it, no bloodlines, no inherited wealth. Oh, I mean, we hated royals with a deep-rooted passion clear into 1980, the Bush crime family. I mean, we got Bush Clinton, the Clinton crime family, Rhodes Scholar. I mean, this is nothing conspiratorial. So I'm at the airport and he says, I can't have this conversation with you, Kevin, about your cancer. It's too intimate. I'm like, really? Really? Here we go. America, home of the cowards. They're not even going to talk about the reality anymore, let alone the Pacific Ocean's being mass murdered. Oh, well, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He knows me. You know, he says, well, I'm the writer. I'm the guy from the Columbia Review. Oh, I says, oh, you fucking rats. Then another guy comes up to me. Starts same conversation with me. Same fucking softball rat. Tries to fucking have this New Yorker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I says, really? You know me. There's no sacred cows with me. I says, well, I'm glad you're actually writing about it, but you know what? Fuck you. You're fucking worse than fucking nobody who's not right. You bananas fuck. So they come out with this thing. They're paid. Don't you people see? And not my words, Snowden's words. Snowden said it straight up, just like the vloggers and bloggers that attack us. They're getting a little bit of chump. Snowden told us this is nothing conspiratorial. So this guy being dead, we're talking the top of the heap of the NSA cabal. And as fellow at Harvard, right there in the same classroom with Barry Antoinette, let them eat yellow cake. There's nothing black about him. And I would like to say to this, to the NFL, the NBA, and all the Africans that go along with this, and the whites for that thing, and the Cubans, whatever. That is nothing but Uncle Tom. Those are the leagues of Uncle Tom. Hell, you're going to come playing there. Not one fucking NBA player, not one fucking... I can't believe it. Rick Mahorn at least stood up fucking one time, called Karl Malone and Uncle Tom here, which he is a fucking Karl Malone. Oh, and I can tell you stories about that fucking rat fucking raping 15-year-olds, which he did over and over and over. That's a fact, Jack. Fucking, that's what they do. So, oh, come play in and they let them in their fucking club. And these fucking rich fucking repressive plantation owners sit around and watch their fucking thing and they're in. They're Uncle Toms. That's all. The draft is nothing but an Uncle Tom fucking. Here, come Uncle. None of you fucking players. I haven't heard one of you fuckers stand up. Not one. Not one fucking player stood up. This murder in Baltimore, are you kidding me? Do you know how hardcore it is? You can see the kid, the cop just makes eye contact with the young man. And of course he's scared of the cops. Everybody's scared of the cops. I'm a white boy in Utah. I'm fucking scared to death. The first 7 homicides in Utah this year were cops with unarmed people. We're all scared of them because it's the nationalized material and fucking police force that are killing us. So he takes off. He obviously goes into cardiac arrest. That's how scared he was. You could see him. He's dying right there on the ground. What happened to Good Samaritan laws? Where are the Good Samaritans? He's dying. He's fucking dying. You can see him. This is a young, strong, beautiful young man. Has nothing to do with race, you race-baiting fucking racist fucks. They throw him in the van. And I want you to do this. I want everyone to get yourself in a van and take your wife's boyfriends or Yeah, your wife's boyfriends, borrow his handcuffs. You know, go find your wife's secret place that she has those handcuffs for her boyfriend and put them on you. And shackle yourself. Then get your buddy to throw you like a sack of potatoes in a van. They got another call on thing. They're squawing, and I want you to go squawing around, see how long you live. He's helpless. He's in cardiac arrest. His arms are behind his back. Mother thing, they're squealing around here. Now, you're sliding around in that van. You can't go like this and put your hands up. Do you know how horrible that had to be? Boom, he hits his neck, fractured his fucking spine, dead. Can you imagine the suffering that young man went? He didn't die instantly. It's horrible. It literally almost makes me cry. I was in the bone marrow transplant center fighting for my life in incredible pain for a long time, and I'm telling you, it was horrible. I'm like, just pull the fuck. I was begging him to fucking pull the plug on me. Fucking kill me, you know. That's how horrible. And I'm a tough guy, and this was a tough kid, you know. And all these, I mean, what has happened to this country? You fucker, it's the culture of fucking hate. You don't care about your neighbors. The Georgia. His kids didn't care about his heritage, his hard work, building that with his hands, that beautiful Norman. I love that guy, by the way. Me and him were friends. He was awesome. You know, he passed away not too long ago, you know. They're all gone. Those men of integrity, those hard workers with their hands, they're all gone. The craftsmen, they're all gone. So they don't even leave his barn there as historical, beautiful, incredible, you know, memorial to their beautiful father. No, fuck no, the greedy fuckers tear it all fucking down. They'd do anything for 5 cents. Probably sold body parts off. They don't care. None of you fuckers care. We live in the fucking culture of hate. This is a fucking sick 19 trillion worship fucking rulers, the very repressions. You are degenerate. What the fuck? This is a big fucking story. She is the queen NSA rat of them all. Not my words, that's Snowden. She runs the entire fucking NSA thing. Not a peep how he died. Not in a foreign country. Just my hypothesis. He was squealing, getting ready to talk. My guess, he was whacked. And you don't think they're doing that? Ask Snowden. You don't think? Remember, he didn't even want to go to Russia. They surrounded the fucking plane, remember? In Europe. That brings me, I'm headed to Europe. I'm not afraid. I go right into that. And just like the emails of Peavy and Cherry colluding through there in California, I broke a lot of that. You know, and they've actually raided their houses. Why is this? Oh, you vloggers are blog. Well, you just cherry pick? Why is that not a major fucking... That's a major story, by the way. Major story, the collusion that's going in California with those two. Wow. It all leads to nuclearism. I'm here to tell you, Hero Wesley House Clinton. Bill Clinton cuts the uranium mine fucking deal. All roads lead, Megan Rice knows, to the top, I know, to nuclearism. Fukushima is metaphorical. It's not abstract, it's concrete. It's the reality of what, it's the capitulation to all, to eat their own. The only way we'll fracture this is because they've captured the political system. If Barack Obama didn't prove to you, they got it. They've jerry-rigged the districts. It's all about pay for play. You have to take the money out of politics. We're not going to be able to do that through vote. 2/3 House it takes in both houses to amend the Constitution. Patriot Act. It's getting ready to expire. All he's got to do is pocket veto. I guarantee he's not going to. He'll sign it, extend it. But America's cowards are getting older. Fear. How did they? Operation Foxconn. Fox News, the Queen's mouthpiece. Fuck, our forefathers had rolled in their grave. She's going to have a baby and we're... Fuck, the rest is cut. The United States would have went psycho over this. Because you have no history. Oh, did I name it right? Post-ignorance. This is a major fucking story. A major story. And like I said, I know Robert Scheer. I know Perry. You know, conversations with them. We know that the NSA is lock, stock, barrel, run from fucking Harvard, run from MIT, run from fucking Stanford, Cal Berkeley, which is, and the cover-up of Fukushima is the greatest cover-up in human history. And we've said it for years. I've said it. Jan Brooks has said it. We all know it as people that have been all over it. Christina Radchick said it from day one. We know somebody's got to break ranks within. And when they break ranks, this fucking house of cards is going to come down so fast. Revolution? Oh yeah, we need a revolution of the mind. And go, Johnny, get your gun, get your gold. That's all fucking spin to fucking shiny ball you. It's called gaslighting. They played you. Fukushima's about to kill it. The Pacific Ocean's fucking dead, and New York's going to quote Ken Buesler. Ken Buesler's no PhD. Ken Buesler has no fucking credentials whatsoever. He's the biggest fraud in human fucking history. He's a fucking rat from hell. New Yorker, you dumb fucking rats, you black and yellow media whores, we're keeping tabs. We're keeping track of this, and sooner or later, they're not going to be able to whack them all. Sooner or later, somebody inside the NSA is going to break ranks on this. Now, we know Greenwald himself says, I have a nuclear option, and I think he really meant nuclear, but they got to him. Either join the club. They got the pussy right. Join the club. Here, stand with Hillary Clinton, whatever. Either we whack you or we make you rich. You make your choice, fucking Al Gore. Stand down. You know, I'm green when I got a fucking house sucks up $8,000, which raped 2 females. Al Gore raped 2 girls. You do know that. And fucking Gavin lets him slide because they step in. We know who runs the world. Again, this is not fucking conspiracy. This is a major, major, major story. And by the way, that's a major, major piece of fucking art. Am I going to sell it? I might have to. I don't want to, but don't insult me with some chump change bid either. So we'll see. We'll see. The museum curator, somebody's going to break ranks. This is a major fucking story. Fucking lead NSA rat dead. She's the rat. We know she's the fucking rat. She's the biggest fucking cheese-eating rat, uranium lace that ever walked. Oh yeah. Wow, he's dead. This is a major, major fucking story. I'll stay on it. You know, there's nothing conspiratorial about this. This is fact in your face, right as Abe's there speaking. Wow. Fuck. Unbelievable. You know, they killed Aaron Swartz. They killed Michael Hastings. They killed Pat fucking Tillman. That's just a fact. Doesn't matter if he hung himself or they hung him. They still hung him. 35 years for MIT lab for nothing, Same with Michael Hastings. He ousted you. You know, it doesn't matter if he pushed the gas pedal, they remote controlled it. They still did it. You and I did it because we won't stand up. Because we're coward. Oh, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to fucking defend the death of my father. I'm going to defend the faith. Because not to fight back, intelligent, and it's not Johnny get your gun. I mean, I'm not going to go get a covered wagon and fucking go out to Speed Week. No, this has to fracture. We have to attack their social conscious. They're not all sociopaths, just 99.9% of them are sociopaths. We're not all ignorant in America, just 99.9%. We just need the few. We just need one person to break fucking ranks and get it out. Now, granted, he doesn't have a platform. We got vlog, we got YouTube cameras, we'll fly anywhere in the world. I'm going to go to Austria, right at the head of the snake. It's important that I'm there. Very important I'm in there. June 15th, 16th. Well, what's going on? I'm here to tell you, I'm going to expose pictures and faces of some of the greatest. You want to talk about the control of your so-called Illuminati? I will give you names and faces. Well, there's one of them right there. That's her. That's her. She's the queen of the NSA. For real, this is a big, big story. Stay tuned.